7.3 Citi FM. Relevant radio, always.
Hello, I am Akanya Ofori. Coming up, Public Utilities Regulatory Commission directs the Electricity Company of Ghana to put on hold plans to implement its new billing software. We have the details of the story, including others, here on Citi News Daily on Citi TV. In our first story, a heavy downpour in some parts of Breman Esikuma in the Esikuma Odobin Brakwa district in the central region this morning displaced dozens of people. Over 50 households have been affected. Displaced persons have been compelled to take refuge in some classrooms in the area. Now the National Disaster Management Organization is yet to provide any form of assistance to the people. Still related to the story, unconfirmed reports reaching Citi News Daily suggest that some persons are feared dead at Akosombo in the eastern region following some floods in the last 3 days. Officials of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, and the Bureau of National Investigations are in the area together with the police to assess the extent of damage. In other stories, the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has instructed the Electricity Company of Ghana to suspend the implementation of their new billing software until further notice. The PURC's Public Relations Director, Nanaya Ajantwa, said the latest move follows incessant complaints by consumers alleging overbilling on the part of the ECG. The PURC has also directed the ECG to reconnect any customer who was wrongfully billed or disconnected with immediate effect, and it has threatened to sanction the ECG if it does not comply with the directives. And to tell us more on this story, I've been joined by Citi News Daily's Don Ulu Sixtus, who has been following this particular story. So Sixtus, we know that there have been several complaints in recent times by consumers over the ECG, overbilling them, and we also know that this may have pushed the PURC to do some monitoring of electricity consumption and also the tariff rates. What key observations were made?
Well, Pearl, let's say 7 key observations were made by the PURC upon their observations. Upon it, they picked some particular areas, went through those areas, and after which they made some key observations. And the first one had to do with the technical capacity of the frontline staff of ECG itself. They realized that these personnel at ECG were not conversant with the billing software that is used to bill customers, and that unnecessarily triggered some wrongful billings or anomalies. They also observed that a lot of the complaints that were received by PURC itself had to do with overbilling of customers, and that called for some concern. Again, they realized that the ECG was contravening a 28 days billing cycle that is being put in place. You know, that is to say that instead of billing people within a 28-day cycle, they were billing people within a 14-day cycle and the rest, which is in contravention of the rule.
But beyond the observations, did they make any recommendations?
Sure, they did. They have tasked the ECG to employ experts to audit the new billing system within 10 working days upon the release of this particular statement. So we are expecting the ECG to act forthwith. They've also called on the ECG to retrain its frontline staff, because that is one of the areas where the core issues are.
Thank you very much, Don Ulu Sixtus, for bringing us update on this particular story. And you heard Citi News Daily's Don Ulu Sixtus. And if viewers would recall, the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana, JUSSAG, has been on strike since last week. Now, the National Labour Commission, NLC, has filed a suit at the High Court to compel JUSSAG members to return to work. JUSSAG announced the strike last week over government's failure to consolidate their salaries and allowances. Now, the Executive Secretary of the NLC, Charles Adongo Bawadia, tells Citi News Daily the strike is illegal because JUSSAG failed to give the NLC prior notice before embarking on the strike. And Citi News Daily will be keeping an eye on the story and will bring you the updates when we get them. Now, earlier this morning, there were 2 major accidents on the Tema motorway, leading to serious vehicular traffic. 3 different cars were involved in the first accident. The second accident occurred around the motorway roundabout and also involved 3 cars. It is unclear yet what caused the accident. In our final story for today, the police administration says it has rectified all the technical challenges which plagued its online recruitment exercise. Scores of prospective applicants were left stranded in long queues because of the delays. But the Director of Police Public Affairs, Superintendent Cephas Arthur, said the system had been improved to make the application process easier. And that's all from me, Akanya Ofori, on Citi News Daily on Citi TV. Thanks for watching.